Friends, Romans, countrymen, just wanted to go live here for a second. Probably actually won't be that long, but every time I say it won't be that long, it's always been like an hour or more. I really don't know if anyone's going to join me. Um, I just kind of wanted to talk, chat, think about some stuff, especially art related. Um, I put up a post today that I thought was quite interesting. It was a stitch with another individual, and sadly, I cannot remember the username, but please go try to find it and uh, follow, like, do all the other stuff that you need to do to make everybody kind of happy and cool and awesome, just like the TikTok people you are. Um, but it was about comparing your own artwork to someone else's artwork. And, like, I think a lot of people feel negative about it. And I think maybe even the most successful artist, or maybe what makes a successful artist, is the comparison is not a bad thing. Uh, I compare my artwork to other artists all the time, and honestly, I think comparison's a good thing. But at the same time, I guess I've been in the industry for a while. I've done well in the industry, and I've done well amongst my peers for a long time, and I uh, I always compare my work to others, but it's also comparison is like, oh, they're so much better. But I also do like, well, I don't like this, but I like that. Uh, every single artist that you look at and that you admire, and even you follow on this app and that you enjoy, there's going to be things that you like that they do, and there's going to be things that you don't. Both of those are comparisons, and I think more and more people should uh, compare their work to other people's in a positive light. But at the same time, just because their work differs from yours does not make your work any less, or their work any less, or their work any better, or your work any better. I think art is all different kinds of work and all different kinds of ideas and people getting together and basically building a community. And comparison is not bad. It's like, that's the thing. Your taste, in fact, my taste always different is always different from my own skill level. Hi, by the way. Thank you for joining. Like, I'm just basically kind of rambling on right now. So if you have anything you want to ask or say, or the person that just joined, if you have anything you want to ask or want to say, please do. But I'm just basically talking about like comparing your artwork to someone else's, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I really do not. In the video I posted, I was basically saying that uh, when you do compare your artwork, a positive is like, don't think, why is their work better? You should be comparing, like, how can their work make my work better? I love looking at art. That's why you go to museums. That's why you go to galleries. That's why you follow other artists on this app, is because you're looking at their work. You're admiring their work. You're enjoying their work. But every time I see something amazing on this app, TikTok, I'm like, wow, how can I use that to make my work better? And that is comparison on the fundamental level. Um, and I love working with other people, and I love critiques. Critiques are something that is missing. Like, the best thing about going to college for art is an art critique, because you're with your peers, people at very similar, equal, or like levels that are boom, 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 boom. Uh, I do not work with linen. I work with cotton canvas. Just because it is cheaper, it's easier to find. There actually is a local store that sells linen, but honestly, like, canvas with gesso works the best for me. Uh, like, and also it's more cost effective. Uh, yeah, comparing your artwork is a good thing, I think. Um, and I don't know. For me, it's like always art is always about. And if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Um, for me, always art is more about like the exploration of concepts and ideas and pushing yourself forward and your ideas forward and your medium forward. It's not just about like creating; it's about the compulsion to do better. But that's always how my artwork has been. And well, I wouldn't say always. Like in high school, I thought I was the best thing that ever came out of like our high school's art community, and I was so wrong. Going into college, the best thing about going to college for me, it was like a very humbling experience. Oh, hey, Tab! Hey, Tabby, how you going? Miss you. Uh, it's been a while. Um, uh, just kind of thinking about like creation and the compulsion to create. That's one of the benefits about being a artist. Yeah, once again, hey, uh, being like a person devoted to art. I don't like saying the word artist sometimes. Uh, ooh, what kind of cotton canvas do I recommend? Um, I'll say the cotton canvas to recommend. Uh, that's difficult. I because I can't really say any name brands. I really don't know any specific name brands. I can say the stuff that you find in Hobby Lobby and Michaels and the other craft stores usually is a no. I'm very, very lucky. There's in Indianapolis where I'm from. Hey, I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Uh, there's a in Indianapolis where I'm from. There's a store called Art and Education, uh, and it basically is for teachers and school supplies, and they have a lot of educational materials, but it is, quote, art and education. So they actually have a lot of canvases, drawing supplies. Uh, Good to hear that you're doing good. And sadly, they discontinued doing oil paints, but they sell a really nice canvas that you can buy by the yard and use for stretching. I'll say when you're looking for canvas to buy or cotton canvas, uh, you need to look for like weight and thickness. The stuff that you find at Hobby Lobby and Michaels and all those places is very, very thin. So when you do stretch it, it kind of pulls it apart and kind of makes it too loose. And like if you try to gesso through it, it actually will seep through to the other side and kind of cause bubbles and weird texture effects. You need to use more of a thick canvas duct in order to excuse me, sorry about that, stretch and make a canvas that is, in my opinion, more successful. But at the same time, people have, like, I started off on that very thin Michael's canvas, but then I learned more. And if you do find like linen, that is good. Usually, linen is a better material, but honestly, you can kind of use any cloth. I've actually known people that use denim but at the same time, it's because they got it from like factories and the scraps, and they were able to make very like small canvases. But as long as you can gesso over it, it's less acid than most materials. Usually, you're pretty successful. Uh, I can't even remember the artist's name right now, but there was an artist that actually used their blankets and stretched those over canvas. Like, well, they basically inherited their blankets after their parents passed away, and they used the blankets to stretch onto a canvas and paint on those. And I wish I remember the artist because it was a very, very interesting concept. If I remember right, it was a horrible looking piece, but it was an interesting concept. Uh, yeah, Tabby, I about to say I miss being able to be around all you guys. I actually no longer work at Books and Brews and all that stuff, and I don't know if you still do too, but I know I've seen you online, and I kind of miss getting out there. I really do. Oh, I'm a healthy individual. In fact, so healthy I'm drinking medicine right here from a place in Chicago called Half Acre. Uh, yeah. So I as of January, I'm no longer in a day job, so I am kind of trying to focus more on a full-time art career. I'm 37. I'm getting up there. But at the same time, 37 is both like young and old. It's like everyone younger than me is like, wow, that's old. Everyone older than me is like, oh, you still got time left. But at the same time, I am not a healthy individual, so how much time do I really have? And off and on, I've been trying to do the whole full-time art career or part-time art career, but also every time I try to do part-time art career or full-time, I always get distracted and focus on other things. The biggest thing I've focused on in the last, 3 years is foster parenting, and I've had many foster kids, and I absolutely love them all, but the two I have right now I love the most. But at the same time, I'm now that I've done it for several years, I can understand like the give and take and how much time I can focus on my kids, but also kind of balance that with a career too. And it's been good. It's been good. Getting a lot done, but also not having a day job really helps getting a lot done. And now it's just trying to turn like the creativity and the creation and the production into a compensation. And I think that's the biggest issue with art and artist right now is how can you be successful financially as well as successful creatively. Uh, I feel like I am very successful uh, via my creative outlets, but I don't really sell that much stuff. I'd like to, but at the same time, I feel like I do not produce enough to sell stuff more consistently on a consistent level. But I think I'm getting there. I'm trying to speed up my hand and do more paintings that are quick, that are, but at the same time, still quality. If you look at a few of my more recent videos, I am actually doing a painting for my foster daughter of Baby Shark. She is 2, and like many other kids her age, she's obsessed with that song and the Pink Fong, the YouTube channel that created that song. Uh, so I am doing that for her, and I think it's really good. And in fact, I'm kind of getting a really nice response, like on Facebook. I've posted a few progress pics, and a lot of people. I think, even though it's a painting for her, and I do not plan. This is one painting I do not plan on selling. Uh, uh, and the painting is for her. She'll be hanging in her room until as long as she wants it to be hanging in her room. But I think I might do prints. I'm very very happy. It's a style that I explored before that I haven't really done too often, but I'm really, really liking it. And honestly, the painting really has like 4 hours worth of work into it, and it's looking pretty good of a baby shark mylar balloon. Uh, and I have a landscape I want to do after this piece, which is going to be a 4 foot tall by 3 foot wide, and it's of a photograph from when I was in Chicago. What is that right there? Okay, it's a photograph. Not oh wait, not Chicago, Colorado. What am I thinking? Of a fallen dead tree, and for some reason, my landscapes. I love fallen dead trees when it comes to weird, odd landscapes. But I'm going to try to use what I'm doing in this painting to kind of combine my photorealistic style with also a more freehand, uh, emotional, uh, technique. Basically, get the paint on the canvas, but then fine tune it later. And honestly, that's the way you're supposed to paint. That's the way I was taught to paint, but I never really have followed those directions. But I'm going to try to do that with this upcoming piece because it's a really cool photograph uh, that I kind of just fell in love with because I don't know why. Like landscapes, I love dead fallen trees, and I think it's kind of cool the destruction of nature. Uh, And by the way, I know like there's two of you still attached. Thank you for like holding on. If you have anything you want to say or ask or put your input into, please do. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. I'm just kind of, like I said, always goofing off. I always am. And welcome a new individual. Hello there. Uh, so, hi. Yeah. Uh, so the painting of mine that kind of recently took off, I wouldn't say viral, but it's kind of viral, I guess, on TikTok because like what 5,000 views is pretty good. 1,000 likes is pretty good in that 5,000 views. Uh, I do a lot of brewery paintings, and I've been doing brewery paintings for a long time. There's a story behind why I started those. As I'm right now drinking a delicious craft beer from Half Acre Brewing in Chicago, Illinois, and it's one of my favorite breweries. And their beer finally started getting distributed here in Indianapolis, and I am ecstatic for that. Uh, okay, but continuing with that, I I like breweries. I think they're really cool spots. I think they're really cool people that are involved either behind the scenes or in front of the scenes and the patrons. And when I graduated college, the breweries were there to kind of like lift my spirits up. When I was in college, I was a figure painter, and I painted just. I was the standard like, look at me, I'm an artist. I paint the figure because that's what classical artists do. And I I uh I realized when I graduated I can't afford a figure. I don't want to pose for me. My wife didn't want to pose for me because people the stuff might get out there. I really didn't have anyone to reach out to. Says, hey, can you pose? Uh, so, but at the same time, I realized like, okay, my background's kind of suffered in my paintings after I graduated from college, and well, through college, they really suffered, and I didn't pay enough attention to them. So the first thing I did when I got out of college is like, okay, well, I'll paint some interiors because those are the backgrounds that basically out like the interiors are what I'll paint, and then later on, once I get better at those, I'll put the figure back into it. But me being me, I wanted to challenge myself. So the first interior quote unquote painting, I'm moving my thumbs like quote unquote uh, on the side while I hold this phone, which is dumb. Why did I even do that? The first interior I did was actually escalators. I like the repetition of like the steps and the stairs, and I thought escalators and stairs are honestly kind of weirdly cool and interesting. And I thought, like, I did this one painting of our a local mall here called Circle Center Mall, and one of the reasons I did the painting is because their escalator system is so intricate and weird and chaotic that from the top floor you could like look down and see like 5 floors uh, of a mall just because it's weirdly intertwined. So I did that and I really liked it. But it's like, okay, well, there's a lot of reflections, a lot of glass, a lot of shiny surfaces. What other places has this aesthetic? And at the same time, my wife, a coworker of hers, they were getting along very well and they started hanging out. And then my wife was like, you should really come hang out with us. I think you'd like her husband. And it's one of those things that was like, as I said, like guys don't have like, or men don't have friends. Their wives have friends and you just like hang out with their husbands and it honestly was kind of true but at the same time now I think we're better friends than uh, they ever were and he started getting me into craft beer so he was like okay well hey you want to join me at this place and come hang out and do this I'm like yeah sure why not and he started bringing me to breweries he was getting into craft beer or he was into craft beer his brother was super into craft beer and he I think he was if his brother's professional, like we're all fucking amateurs because his brother is a freaking genius when it comes to beer. Uh, but he started taking me to these breweries, and I wasn't a huge drinker. Uh, it's like I like the occasional mixed drink every now and then, but beer, I just never really developed a taste for it. But I started liking the people, liking the experience, liking the communication. Because every time I went to a brewery, it was like, oh, you do art? Like, let's talk about that. And it was like, oh, okay, sure. Just because they were craft beer fans didn't mean they didn't have other interests. And it was a very, very supportive community, and I was really appreciative. Oh, sorry, I got a cough, and I think I just smacked my microphone like crazy. Uh, yeah. So the first brewery painting I did was of Sun King Brewing in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I did that painting before I liked beer, and I did because I liked the people. And the first painting was a weird experience because I was like, I think these places are cool. Like the fermenters, the like surfaces are just wet in breweries for some reason. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I wonder if they'll let me come in, maybe do some sketches, take some photographs, and do a painting. So randomly, I emailed the company, and turns out I emailed like the highest up most individual at this place, and he's like, oh, like here you. But it was also roller derby night, so it was a very very weird experience. But I got three really nice paintings out of the photographs I took that night. But one of the things is like I took those photographs a week later. They got rid of all the equipment, so I'm like, oh, this what why would I even do a screw it, I'll just do one for me. And it took me about a year to actually get the painting done. And I think it was like the place's second year anniversary. I brought it in, and it's like, yeah, I just want to show you I did this, and this is the painting I did, blah, blah, blah. Found out like the painting I did was of their original brewery equipment. And it's basically captured their history and a part of their story, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm showing them the painting, and they're like, "We're thinking about there." And I'm like, "What the hell? What do you mean thinking about there?" It's like, well, to hang it, you're selling this to us, right? And I'm like, "Oh, oh, they want this. They want what do I sell it for?" I gave him a quote of an embarrassing $400 for this painting I spent hours and time on, and they realized I undersold it too. So they paid $400 for the painting. It was hanging in their tap room for at least 7, 8 years. But at the same time, like $400, they knew. I probably going in to their place all the time and everything. I probably got like an additional $1,000 worth of free beer just for having that painting hanging in their location. And it was a super cool experience. And then it made me like think these places are cool. These people are cool. I really like painting reflective metallic surfaces. So I kept doing these paintings. I kept going to new locations, and eventually I discovered a taste for beer that I really did enjoy. But also, I like besides just the taste, it was like still these places are very cool, very unique. They're all similar but drastically different. And I kept painting breweries after breweries after breweries, and still paint breweries to this day. And I actually have another brewery painting I want to start very, very, very soon. But that's the thing is, as artists, you always have stuff you want to start or do, but it's always just like steps away, I guess. But eventually I got to be able to put people back into my brewery paintings, and I think that's what got me the most excited. Because, like I said, I understand the figure. Right? It was a figure painter for so long, and now that I'm bringing the figure back into my work, I'm really, really enjoying it more and more and more. And now that I get to paint more and more and more and more, I'm able to explore more ideas and more frequently. And like instead of like, okay, well, I'll try to remember that. It's like now it's like, oh, I do remember that. I'll actually work on it and focus and get things done and get better at what I love and what I want to do. Yeah, and honestly, art. Ever since a very, very young age, art is the thing I've been most obsessed with. Still obsessed with. Not only do I want to make my own work better, I want to make other people's work better. And sorry for that snort. I have allergies. I have really bad allergies. Uh, Yeah, painting. Painting is challenging. For some reason, like math is easy to me, but painting is challenging, and that's why I love it. There's so much like that. That's the thing. I'm 37. I'm getting up there in age. Uh, like, yeah, it's kind of funny that I feel like now my career is finally going a direction that I can enjoy and respect and pay attention to, even though I've always been popular amongst the art community. Not well, not always, but I am popular amongst the art community, especially in my like Indianapolis, my town I live in. Uh, a lot of other artists know me, and they respect the stuff I do, and they're amazed and love the stuff I do, and cannot stop talking about the stuff I do and recommending the stuff I do. But I have not been able to turn that into a financially positive endeavor like other artists in my own community that aren't as respected or beloved or involved in the community. And I don't know where I'm going wrong in that. I know I'm going wrong somewhere, but I don't know where. But like that's the thing. I can't stop creating. I can't stop painting. I can't stop doing this thing I absolutely love, even if it's going to be the thing that wrecks me. I remember like a few years ago, I was very depressed a few years ago, and one of the things I said on a very, very frequent basis was, I'd rather die as an unsuccessful artist than a corporate stooge. I don't know how I feel about that and saying that now. I really don't know how I feel about that now, but I know like I cannot stop doing this act of creating. And I still every day just want to get better at it. And I'll say with the work I'm going to be doing in the future, I need to put more thought behind it. Thought behind artwork is something I always strive for and always think I'm doing, but I always want to put more thought into it. I want my work to have meaning. My artwork doesn't always have meaning. That's the issue. Uh, like a lot of my artwork is just because I think it's cool spaces. The meaning behind my last painting that I just finished. The meaning behind that painting is because I thought it was a cool place. I thought they were cool people, and I wanted to do the repetition, the mathematics of the place, the distance. It wasn't really about the emotional feeling behind it. It was all about the analytical and mathematical and straightforward, like what was on the surface. And that's why I love a lot of other artists on this app is because you can tell like they create a story, they have an idea, they have something they want to convey besides just the surface image. They have ideas, they have uh, what's the term not goals, they have things they want to support. I can't remember the term right now. uh, uh, but they want to convey an idea and an emotion with their work. For me, I just want to create the work. Uh, like I don't have any political or social or blah 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 that I want to express. I kind of just want to create what I think is fascinating and technical. I want to show my technical skills, but I need to start putting my own emotion into it. But at the same time, I feel like I have no relationship to what my emotion is. I don't really react emotionally to many things. My wife recently got very upset with me. It's like, why aren't you angry? And I'm like, because I can't fucking do anything about it. Why would I be angry if I can't do anything about it? And I still feel that way, and it's so weird. But at the same time, it's like my artwork, it really isn't an emotional journey for me like many other artists that I've like admire and watch. I don't know like if I can just like add an emotional context to it. Like this painting I'm doing for my foster daughter, it's like, yeah, it's emotional because I love my foster daughter and I want her to enjoy it. I want her to love it. But that's really not an emotional journey. Like there's nothing that I'm saying besides like this is for you, foster daughter. Uh or at least on the surface. Maybe there is something subconscious that I'm saying I have no idea about. Maybe there's something subconscious because I'm doing a payment for my foster daughter and I'm not doing one for my foster son. But the reason I'm not doing it for my foster son is because he's younger and I don't know what his likes and dislikes are yet. I don't know him as an individual compared to what his sister is. And his sister has been very, very lucky to be a very intelligent, smart little girl that has progressed faster than any other child I've known who is also at the age of 2. And sadly, her brother is approaching 1.5, and because of awful, awful, awful things that have happened to him, uh, he, I, he is a great little man, great individual, great, like, absolutely love the little dude. But he's still, even like almost a year and a half, unable to. He's just now learning words. He's just now sitting up. He's just now like finding interest in playing with toys and freaking eating with a spoon. When I say eating with a spoon, we're the ones that feeding him. He does not grab the spoon yet himself, but he's advancing a little by little every day. And I will eventually do a painting for him, but at the same time, it's like my daughter too. I knew her likes. I knew what she wanted. I know her favorite colors, and I am able to make a painting for her. Him, as soon as I can, I'll make a painting for him. But I think he's gonna be 3 or 4 by the time I actually realize or understand, or he even understands what he likes or dislikes. Damn, I love the little dude. I really love him, and I love her. Never thought I actually enjoyed being a dad, but man, it's honestly, besides my art, it's one of my favorite things. And it's kind of the only thing that's kind of kept me happy or sane through the pandemic. Because this pandemic has been very, very hard on me emotionally, physically. Uh, I'm sorry, the phone is about to go to my crash for a second because I have my kitty curled up. One of the nice things, this cat absolutely loves our kids, and the kids absolutely love this cat. Like the one thing, it was my foster daughter. If she's in her room and she's crying, uh, I race to her door to make sure she's okay, and this cat is actually waiting at the door for me. It's like, open. Let's. She needs us. Uh, my foster son is just learning to crawl, and this cat is just lays just out of reach. But honestly, he'll rub up against the kid all the time, but then will lay strategically out of reach, so he has to get down on all fours and try to crawl towards him. And honestly, sometimes I think this cat's a better dad than I am. It's amazing to just think like this four-legged animal can love these kids and show affection towards these kids and still be a playful, young, stupid cat that is both cute and ugly at the same time. Isn't that right, 1010? You're about to claw me, aren't you? Because I called you stupid. He does. He did. He did. Oh, okay. We're good. God damn it. Uh, I'm keeping this one short. Thank you for the last person that's kind of joined and stayed. Yeah, I think I have to be done. I have to go to bed. Have a long day tomorrow of painting and therapy appointments. I'm sorry. I know you just joined. Hello. Uh, my foster son has therapy appointments, so I have to take care of those. Spanish? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Yo soy Ustino. Yo dibujo muchos dibujos. Uh, Mi español es un poco mal. Uh, uh, I, okay, real quick. Last little bit of Spanish. Bien, y tú, mucho gusto. Uh, Soy bien. Uh, uh, yo hablo uh, uh, took, dang it. Uh, en escuela, uh, 4 años de español educación. uh, uh, I'm I'm very bad at Spanish. I'll say this before I leave. If uh, hopefully you get the English a little bit. I was awful at English, and therefore I had to take a foreign language, and I was even worse at Spanish. Um, uh, and I cheated on my final semester of Spanish horribly. Uh, but I passed. That's all that mattered, even though I cheated. And the teacher, like, honestly, the teacher I confessed to later, and he didn't give two shits. So, yay! The only reason I passed college level Spanish was because the girl that sat next to me got a perfect 100 on her final, and I got a 99 because I could not read her last question before she turned it in. And that's the only reason I got a C in the class and was able to pass and get out of college and not have to take that damn class again. And would I do it again? Hell yes, because I'm not good at English. I cannot spell words. I'm dyslexic beyond belief. You're trying to do that in a different language, you're just gonna it fucked me up. Like I could go like word by word, like zapatos, shoes, yay. Uh, but like conjugating, past tense, present tense, like feminine and masculine words and pronouns. I wish I was better. I wish I spoke a language. I wish I could do it, but man, I barely do English well. Uh, but luckily, we have things like Google Translate now. If I have to, like, it works pretty damn well. I love on TikTok where you can just go into the comments, hold your finger down, and like, uh, what location am I from? Indianapolis, Indiana, right now is where I'm from. But I love how this app you can like basically put your finger and translate into English, and it makes it so much, or almost any language, but it makes it a lot easier for me. Uh, but at the same time, if I like was able to learn other languages, probably be able to like learn a lot more about art than I do right now. Oh, decay. What? Dang, I don't know. Payas, payas. My location. Well, my location. Uh, donde where? Donde is where? Donde la? I can't remember. I am from. Estados. Sí, Estados Unidos. Uh, Indianapolis, Indiana. Uh, Midwest. Centro de America, United Estados Unidos. Um, okay, you're getting me to think too much, and I'm right now about to crash. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for letting me entertain myself and hopefully a little bit of you. I'm gonna have to call off. Uh, Enjoy my stuff. Please like, share, comment. I do appreciate every single bit of that information that you guys provide or that care that you guys provide. Ooh, Uruguay. Uh, Damn. Wow. Cool. Actually, the funny thing is, Uruguay is a place that I always wanted to kind of check out. I heard that I. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I've heard like I never surf, but I heard the waves there are absolutely ridiculous, especially during the summer and fall time for surfing. But yeah, no, Uruguay. Yeah, wow. Uh, you're the first person I ever got to communicate with from there. That's pretty cool. Honestly, I know it sounds kind of cheesy right now, but no, that's pretty cool. Uh, but that being said, I'm falling asleep. I am tired. I am like 5 beers in, so I do appreciate it, and I'm gonna check out now. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot so I can look that up later. But cheers, thank you, good night.